Guess who's back in the house? It's Samantha here with Samantha Race the Recipe, and today we have beignets. This is something that I've been super excited about making, and here's the thing, guys. We're doing a voiceover this week because I recorded with the wrong cord for my microphone, so there was nothing but static. So boom, I'm gonna just walk you through this thing. So this recipe comes from Rosana Pansino, Nerdy Nummies herself. And if you're like me and you've been watching YouTube cooking videos forever, then you know exactly who she is. She made this recipe from her Baking All Year Round book, and she did it with a New Year's twist using star cookie cutters. And what I did is we're making hearts because it's Valentine's Day. So without further ado, what we're going to do is take a fourth of an ounce of dry active yeast, and that's basically the whole packet. Drop it on in there. And then we're going to take a cup and a half of warm water and 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then we're going to mix it up. Mix it up. You know how I do. I be singing. And so this is no different. All right, guys, so we've allowed our dry active yeast to bloom for about 10 minutes. So I'm just going to stir it up really quick to get some of that froth out the way. And just, I don't know, the bubbles was giving me fever, so I had to disturb them. Now we're going to add the next 10, the remaining 10 tablespoons of sugar. Then after that, we have a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to add our 2 eggs, and then we'll add our 1 cup of buttermilk. Last, we have 3.5 cups of bread flour and 4 tablespoons of shortening. So now we have all of our ingredients mixed in. She stirred this up with a whisk, but child, this little silicone whisk was not trying to handle it. So off camera, I did try to use a metal whisk, broke one of the spokes. So I had to just, get it together the best way I could and then toss it right into the stand mixer. So now we're going to go ahead and we mixed it up with the bread flour. Now we're going to start in with our 4 cups of all-purpose flour, and I just put it in about a cup or so at a time, and then I let it mix in with the dough hook just a little bit before each new addition of flour. And once that was done, then we were ready to let the dough rest for anywhere between 1 hour to 2 hours. Look at my brother-in-law, he helping out. Come on, photographer, don't mind his hands. That's what you call help. All right, so now we're ready to flour our surface. Just spread it around a little bit, toss that dough out, and then we're going to just start kneading it together. But first, we're going to be confused about where to set that bowl. Now, we're going to scrunch it together a little bit, get those little shaggy edges, and then we're going to fold that, not fold it, we're kneading it. Kneading it, so we're just pushing it away from us, folding it over, pushing it away from us, folding over. And now our, what is that, trapezoids, tripods, whatever that part of your arm is, it's going to start hurting because that's what was happening to me. I was like, now wait a minute, but we're going to just keep on kneading it just a little bit more. So we're done kneading. Now we have our glass bowl, and what we're going to do is we're going to just get a little bit of oil, slather it in that bowl. Then we're going to put our dough in it, cover it with a clean, dry cloth for that 1.5 to 2 hours that I talked about earlier, and let that dough rise. All right, y'all. So our dough has risen like Jesus Christ. So we're about to get ready to get into it, and it's going to go fast from here. So we have our heart shaped cookie cutters. We are about to flour the surface. Our oil is up to 350 degrees, ready for us to drop these jokers in there as soon as we're done. And so we're going to sprinkle a little flour on our surface, even though I like to roll out my dough on a Silpat mat. It just helps with the sticking. So we're going to put that in there, and then we're going to turn our dough out on the surface and just start to roll it out. Once we get it to about a fourth of an inch thickness, then we will cut them out, place them on our little cutting board just so that we have an easy surface to be able to transfer them from. So here's the moment of truth. We are dropping them into that hot oil, and I put like 3 to 4 of them in at a time because I didn't want to drop the temperature of the oil in the pan. But as the time progressed, I did move up to putting about 5 in at a time, and I cooked them for about 2 minutes on each side. And please see the excitement because they were working out, and I was getting more and more excited by the second because I could not wait to taste these beignets. So this is the home stretch, and now we're ready to just dust these beignets with the powdered sugar and do like Saweetie said and tap, tap, tap in. You see that little light frosting? Yes, it looks good. And now it's time to taste. And it was delicious, delicious. Look at me. Bow. Tastes good. Sure does. Now, Samantha had to rate this recipe with a 4.5 out of 5 for taste. Rosana Pansino's, oopsie, her beignets were great. This is a good recipe. The dough itself is nice. It's airy. It's like a cake type of beignet. In my opinion, there are two types of beignets. The kind that's kind of funnel cake-ish and a little light and airy. And then this kind, which is a little more on the cakey side, but it's not thick. It's not hard to chew, hard to swallow. It's so good. I really loved it. In terms of effort and ease of recipe, I give it a 4.5, 5 as well because it wasn't difficult. I loved making it. I would definitely do it again. And I cannot wait for you all to see what we have in store for you for the rest of this month. If there's a recipe that you would like for me to make, please leave it in the comments below. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. If there's something you want me to make, be sure to either put it in the comments below or send me an email, and that information is in the description box, and maybe Samantha will rate your recipe. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.